The Mona Lisa, without a doubt the most famous painting in the world, but most people don't realize the reasons for that. In this video, I'm going to offer you some insight into who she was, why she was painted, and how she became a household name. Leonardo da Vinci is believed to have painted the Mona Lisa around 1504 in Florence, Italy, for a wealthy Florentine silk merchant named Francesco del Giocondo, who wanted a painting of his wife, Lisa. Recent findings suggest, however, that it was more likely painted 10 years later, and the woman's identity is not firmly established. Mona is a contraction of the Italian words Madonna, which means my lady. It is believed that the painting was requested so that it could be on display in the owner's new home, but Da Vinci ended up retaining possession of the painting for many years as a sample of his work, and eventually he gave it to the King of France as a present. Up until the 20th century, the Mona Lisa was just one of many famous works of art on display in the French art museum, the Louvre. In fact, there were several others that would have been considered more valuable at the time. In 1911, the painting was stolen by an employee of the Louvre, and the theft was reported worldwide. When it was found and returned 2 years later, everybody wanted to see it, and it quickly became the most recognized painting in the world. As the broadcasting and publishing industries exploded in the mid-20th century, the Mona Lisa became ingrained in the public's consciousness. The painting is actually rather small, 30 inches in height and 21 inches in width, or 77 by 53 centimeters. The small size enabled the thief to conceal it under his coat as he left the building. It was painted in oil on a poplar wood panel, which was a departure from the more common fresco or tempera paintings of that day. As for the portrait itself, the background was an imaginary landscape, an innovative concept for that day. As you focus on the left and right sides of the landscape, you'll notice that they seem oddly positioned, with the right side being considerably higher. Also, you'll notice that the lower halves of the landscape appear more realistic, while the upper halves seem more blurred and mysterious. This technique, similar to the focus of a photograph, allowed the face to draw the viewer in and disregard the details of the landscape. Most of the paintings of that time period offered equal clarity for the foreground and the background. On either side of the painting, you'll see the remains of the columns of the balcony where Lisa posed. The edges were apparently lost through the centuries as the painting was moved around and framed in various locations. Another innovation that Da Vinci used was the pose. Most portraits of that era were facing left or right, featuring only one side of the subject. Da Vinci's use of the Mona Lisa's pose was revolutionary. Yet another distinguishing characteristic of the Mona Lisa is Da Vinci's use of a technique called sfumato, allowing shades and colors to gradually transition into one another to produce softer outlines. Da Vinci's background of obtaining and dissecting human cadavers enabled him to add considerable detail to bone and muscle structure. This is seen in the incredibly accurate depiction of Mona Lisa's hands. Her eyes are also very realistic and are one of the most alluring aspects of the painting, as the positioning of the head makes the eyes appear to follow you regardless of where you are in relation to them. The missing eyebrows could be due to the common practice of women removing their eyebrows, but it's more likely they were accidentally removed during the cleaning of the painting. The most mesmerizing aspect of the portrait is the mystical smile. As you look at the face in toto, she appears to be smiling, but if you focus on the mouth itself, that doesn't seem to be the case. This makes the viewer wonder, what was she thinking? Was she happy or sad? Amused or annoyed? It's hard to say. Da Vinci's incredible artistic talent created effects like these that set him apart from the other artists of his day and makes the Mona Lisa the masterpiece that it is. From JewandGreek.com, I'm Rod Saunders. Thanks for watching.